Hey everyone. Appreciate there's going to be some random people in here who aren't familiar with the project. This is actually a pre-planned live that's gone out to all of our followers of our project. So I'm just going to wait for some of the people to come in from there. If you're coming in from our Telegram or from our Twitter, then just give us a shout in the comments. But once we've got more people in, then we go for it. Hey everyone. Just let me know in the comments if you come through from our Twitter or from Telegram, or if you just randomly dropped into this video. But obviously it's quiet in here at the moment, but if you've got any questions of the project, whether you know what we're on about or not, just put it in the comments and let's get this going. Hey Daly, how are you? Someone I recognise. Might be a bit quieter this one. This is my fault. I was supposed to be on at 9 o'clock. That's what time I advertised. I actually have a bit of a lung condition. It's not too bad. Well, it is bad, but it doesn't affect me that badly. Apart from really annoying inappropriate times, like when I've scheduled a live at 9 o'clock in the morning and quite a few people are expecting to be on it at 9 o'clock. So I apologise for anyone who's had to wait. What I'm going to do, I'm going to give it a few minutes and then I'll just give a quick update on what's been happening with the project. A couple of things we're going to be doing going forward, but in the meantime, if you've got any questions, feel free to put them in the comments. If you'd like to come on and be a guest and actually speak on camera, that's fine. Just give me a shout and we'll do that. I hate going live. Hate going live when I haven't thought it through properly. Because yeah, especially when I'm not too well, but I do have a lot to say. It's just when I know the people I promised alive will be in here, that is when I want to. Oh, thanks for a gift. Thank you. Appreciate that. Thomas David Walters have joined. That is never a good thing to read. Tom, get back to work. Midlife crisis. I think end life crisis for me, mate. It's a business call, this one, really, Tom. You're more than welcome to ask about my project, but you've never been that interested in the past. By the way, I know Tom. Good friend. He was an idiot. He's a good friend, though. Okay. I'm obviously, as I said, late to this live, so bearing in mind a copy of it is kept. I'm just going to start going with it. Thank you to everyone who's coming or watching this later. I'm Lex. I'm the director from OFFY Delivered Limited, which is a registered UK company. We set up around 2 years ago with the goal of setting up a craft ale delivery business. Initially, crypto wasn't going to be involved in the project at all. We had a backer help us fund it, we were going to get a pub and we were going to do craft ale delivery directly from a pub. For whatever reason, he pulled out. I've got an interest in cryptocurrency, and that's when we made the decision, let's bundle this all together and do something quite special. So all we decided to do 2 years ago was create a cryptocurrency with the goal of raising capital to get our craft ale delivery business up and running. But also we wanted to do, we wanted it to be very much powered by crypto. So we've got a rewards system which we want to roll out, which is very similar to, if you're in the UK, you've got stuff like Nectar points and Tesco Club Card points. So what you do is if you purchase beer off us, or if you hold our token, you get rewarded in this other token which we've just recently launched called PINT. And what you'll be able to do is you can either exchange the PINT token, you can hold on to it, or you can exchange it for discounts or goods from our store. The advantage of it is once it is up and running, it doesn't have to be unique to our project. It doesn't have to be just for us. So other projects or other businesses could utilise our PINT token and the EPOS reward system that we're developing. Which will give it a lot more use case and make the token a lot more viable, because it's not just OFFY that's going to be using it, it's going to be various other businesses that will use this token. So we've launched the PINT token. We've done it a bit early. We wanted to get OFFY proper off the ground. We've obviously hit a couple of road bumps with the regex exploit, which I'll go into a bit later on. So we've launched PINT. Appreciate liquidity is quite low, but one of the benefits of the PINT token is that the taxes on it are very much geared up to build itself, so that it can build itself up and stand on its own feet. So of the taxes, there's 4% goes into reflection, so anyone who holds the token will passively receive 4% of every transaction, obviously split between the holders. And then there's a liquidity tax. So out of every transaction, 5% of that goes directly into liquidity, helping the project to build naturally over time. There's also a 1% tax, which is Project Development and Growth Fund. Historically, over the last couple of years, one of the criticisms has been our marketing budget, how much we've spent on marketing, what we've done for marketing. So having a dedicated fund set aside for that should help us grow. It doesn't mean that random influencers are going to jump onto our Telegram and tag team to say, oh, you should use this guy, you should use this guy. It will be properly planned. Any influencers or marketers or promotional tools we use will be thoroughly investigated, and we make sure that they work before we just jump in. So don't be upset if you come into our Telegram and say, oh, will you use this person, or will you use me, or I'm an influencer and I'd like your project and work with you. If you do that, I'll be willing to talk with you, but we will be going through some checks, and you will be expected to pretty much dock yourself and provide all your details. We won't just be accepting random people to promote us. It just doesn't work like that. I appreciate a couple of people have asked to join the live. I'm more than happy later will join us. I will be letting you in just at the moment. We'll just go through this. Oh my God, we look the same. Oh God, we do. What's going on there? You poor bastard, you look like me. That's a small world. Who else have we got? Crazy. Oh, that's my wife. Hello, wife. So I ran out of the comments, got lost in myself. Okay, just one more thing. We talked about PINT briefly. Let's just talk about OFFY. OFFY token, low supply. Tax is very much set up to build the value of the token and encourage long-term holding, because the token itself, one, it's an asset token to generate asset for the company in order to help us grow a brick and mortar business. But also it's to give any investors a say in the company. So it's not shares. But moving forward, it will be very important that holders can have a voice in decisions we make, not just in the crypto side of things, but in the brick and mortar business as well. So any decisions we make will go through the majority token holders. So that is a big part of what it is. Moving down much further down the roadmap, our intention for the token is for it to be the sole method of purchasing a franchise from us. So a franchise will be using our bespoke, custom-built EPOS system and reward system. It will obviously grant access to the supply chain that we will be using, and any point of sale material, promotional stuff like that. For those of you who aren't aware, our latest version of the token, OFFY SD, was FEG-based. It used a smart DeFi system, which was brilliant and was working really well. Unfortunately, the FEGX exchange got exploited last year. Now, that has been a major pain for us because we've been dead in the water for a year, which is why you haven't heard much from us, apart from the odd thing. I've obviously been around and I've been commenting and speaking to you, but that's about it. We were lucky because our project was at the stage in its development where we had built up a decent base of users and liquidity that we were on FEG's radar to be saved from the exploit. So the liquidity and the asset backing is all locked away and it is fine, and I'm in talks for when they redeploy the smart DeFi platform that we can migrate it across. And we've done a vote with our community and the holders, and that is the general consensus that the liquidity should be moved across to a new token. As far as time frame goes, I'm sorry, I don't know. All we've been given is the same as everyone else, is that it's sometime in Q2, which we're obviously in, leads up to the beginning of summer. But when it does, we will be one of the first ones to relaunch. We've got the migrator tool already, so any OFFY or OFFY SD holders, it will just be seamless. You go onto the tool and you migrate one for one, and it is one for one. So it doesn't matter if it was OFFY SD or regular OFFY. Appreciate at this moment, if you look at it, with both different prices. However, over the years, the investment from both sides has been even. So this will bring everyone on board equally into the same place, and we can start again, and we can start fresh on a stronger footing, all the OFFY and all the OFFY SD holders together as one. So yeah, hopefully next few months. But that's why we've launched PINT, so we can get stuff going. Anyone who does hold OFFY, we've got the claiming tool. Once a week you can claim PINT tokens, so that is something. Your OFFY is no longer as worthless as it was a few months ago. You can now use it to claim PINT, that you can do with as you want. And obviously your OFFY token, you will migrate to a new one when the FEG deployer is online and we've redeployed a new token. So yeah, I'm going to open up to any questions. If you want to ask anything or if you want to speak about anything, go for it. I was expecting it to be pretty quiet. I put a message out on Twitter and Telegram and everything that I was going to be doing this at 9 o'clock this morning. Unfortunately, for those of you who don't know, I suffer with a lung condition called COPD, which is it's not entirely my fault, but I am partially to blame because as a serious asthmatic, I spent many years smoking, which was a stupid move. But unfortunately, as a result, I developed that. And now and again, I struggle with it a bit. And unfortunately, this morning is one of the mornings where I didn't get up. So, what was OFFY's all-time high and how many active holders were there? OFFY's all-time high, well, it's split into two tokens. If we go to the original Legacy one, Legacy OFFY was a proper vanilla token, nothing special. And OFFY, when it started, it was proper from the ground up. When I launched OFFY, it launched at 0.004 cents, so less than a cent. With the help of a couple of marketers who are still on board and still involved in the project, we managed to get up to $3.26. Now, the first token, the total supply was 100,000 tokens. So it was always our aim for it to be a higher face value token per token, but obviously there's a lot less of them, so don't read too much into that because market cap obviously depends on total supply and stuff. So yeah, $3.25 and the total supply was 100,000. We made moves to decentralise our liquidity. We didn't want to lock liquidity because we knew that if a project ever tells you that liquidity is locked and they open the gate with that and they force that down your throat, it's not something worth trusting. Liquidity locked is not the be-all, end-all. You can get around it. So it's not something we wanted to do, and we knew that PancakeSwap had and still has issues regarding version updates. And this is basically how we get to the problem with the initial token and why we moved over to a second one. We wanted to decentralise our liquidity to make it safer for everyone and take the control out of our hands. So we ran a program with a promotion, with a project called Gold Farm, and the aim of that was that if you put liquidity into OFFY, and then you could put your LP tokens into the Gold Farm, you'd get rewarded in gold tokens and in further OFFY, and that was incentive for others to provide the liquidity and thus spreading the risk. If you've got multiple liquidity providers and one person can't come in and rug it out and rip it and ruin it for everyone. So that was the thought behind it. It bit us a bit because basically what happened is PancakeSwap moved over to version 2 at the time, promised a migrator tool from version 1 to version 2, which never came. So then we had the problem, obviously, with some of the liquidity that we as a project controlled, but you then depended on relying on multiple random people to take it out of version 1 and put it into version 2. And it took a long, long time for us to achieve that because you're coordinating with people who aren't part of your project. They're just community members and they've got other stuff going on. So that really impacted our price. That really was a bump in the road for us. It was at that point we discovered FEG and we discovered Smart DeFi, and we decided this is something we really want to go down with everything they offered, the asset backing, the smart liquidity, and the reflections. That was something we wanted to do. We wanted to reward our holders and we wanted to build a firm foundation for what we wanted to do moving forward. So we moved over to FEG. We had a very successful pre-sale. We managed to build the liquidity up to 40 BNB, which, and don't get me wrong, I know there's projects out there that have hundreds and hundreds of pounds worth of liquidity and thousands of pounds worth of marketing and all of this. We are not that project. We are not rich people coming in telling you you're going to get rich. We are just regular people that have come in with, I'm not going to say I've not put money into it. I've put more than I should have done into it. I've caused myself some issues and some family problems with stuff I put into this that could have gone into more important life stuff, but we're not rich people. So small steps has always been the way to go with this project and natural growth, and we've been doing it. So to get from £100 worth of liquidity at the start to 40 BNBs worth, which is what, 13, 14 grand. And we've done that pretty much organically. We have had some marketing and some promotional activities going on, but we've done that from scratch. So it proves it can be done. Obviously, last year the FEG exploit has been a massive kick to us. We are lucky. We were one of the projects where our liquidity was saved, so we are in a position where we can carry on and move forward and no one's lost anything. So that's good. So when we do relaunch, we are on a firm footing, but the space is obviously saturated. There's a lot out there. The fact we've been going for 2 years, we're not Faceless Crypto. I'm a person with a registered company. I've stuck with it, and it's been, I'm not going to lie, I'm not going to swear, it's not been good the last year. It's been horrific. But I'm dedicated to this project, and I'm going to see it through. It might not be as quick as some people want. It's not going to be an instant moon, but I'm going to stick with it. So in the next few weeks, I'm not promising a deadline now. I'm saying weeks. It could be a couple of months. They've said Q2, so let's be cautious and let's say a couple of months. We'll relaunch. Everyone who's got OFFY currently will get the new one. We go into Pancake Swap with our liquidity and asset backing, and we go from there. We prove that we've stuck with it, and we're going to keep on going with it. Yeah, sorry, that turned into a bit of a random rant. I've answered one question and it took me about an hour, so sorry if I went a bit too in-depth on that. Anyone else with a question? Have I missed any? I'm sorry if I've missed any. Let's have a look down. I know people are asking to join the live. I just want to do a couple of... Okay. Is it just you alone? Yes and no. In the physical company, the actual craft ale delivery side of things, at the start there was 3 of us. There's one who is not involved anymore. There's someone who has got a hospitality and retailing background, who is passively involved. He's not actively involved currently. He's not focused on the crypto side. He's very much the brick and mortar side, who is in the wings for when we get to that point. The regular daily running of a business, I say running of a business, we're obviously not trading on the brick and mortar side, so the accounts and responsibilities as far as HMRC and Company's House and keeping all of that up to date falls purely onto me. The crypto side, there are 2 of us. There's me and there's my developer Henry, who does a lot of work on the website. Those of you who have been involved in the project since the beginning and saw the website initially, which was my attempt at it, it was functional, it looked alright, but you could tell it was made at home. Henry came on board, and he's provided so many improvements. I'm sorry that he can't be in this chat today, he's got other commitments. But yeah, he's brought our website up to date, keeps it functional, keeps it running. I kill him with updates all the time. Oh, can you add this? Can you add that? Bearing in mind that neither of us are on a proper salary for this, so I think he wants to kill me sometimes, but he's so good. He also, obviously, the crypto solidarity side of it, OFFY the token, the second one was FEG, so there wasn't a lot on that side, but smart contracts, a lot of the stuff we're doing moving forward and what we have launched, the migrator and the claim tool, is all Henry's work. So yeah, there's essentially two of us who are properly with the project and proper permanent. We have people who jump in and help with chat. I don't have high expectations for people that do that because they're not employed. I don't ask a lot from them. They are essentially volunteers. I'm very grateful for the times they have helped out. But they're volunteers. So to answer your question, there's essentially two of us in the team on the crypto side, 1.5 on the brick and mortar side. There's one person asking all the questions. You're going to have to come on all my live calls. You're actually providing content. No, honestly, thank you, because you've asked some good questions. Anyone who's in here who is not familiar with the project or just randomly dropped in here and they're like, who's this old man talking random crap? Feel free, just in the comments, just ask us. Just ask us a question, say what you're doing. Time to start this. Daily, I take it you've been following the project. I don't know how long you've been following the project, but I know you've been in the Telegram this week. How long have you been doing crypto running projects, Telegram? Set up OFFY Delivery. Can't even say my company name. OFFY Delivered Limited around about 2 years ago. Just over 2 years. It was in December. It was about 2-3 months in. Actually, it's just over 2 years for a business. I think it is. I think it was like, I believe it was this time of year 2 years ago that we set up the crypto project. Started doing that. Telegram PancakeSwap. PancakeSwap. I didn't have any experience with PancakeSwap because I used to be on the Ethereum side, getting done in by stupidly high gas fees. Probably 5 years. No, it's 5 years since now. From now. A couple of years before I started OFFY, I've been using the Ethereum side and doing all of that. Telegram, only around the start of a project. I'll be totally honest, I'm not a fan of Telegram. I see it as a necessary evil. So trading shitcoins for 5 years. No, I'd say there's 2 tokens that I used to trade that could be considered as shitcoins. I'm not going to go into them because one was a horrific rug and I got raped on it. The reason I ended up getting a manual wallet and doing all of that is that I used to use a program called Coin, which generates XYO token. So you basically go around with the app open, and it's like verifying GPS data, and you get rewarded in crypto from it. So I was storing it up in the app, and then as I got deeper into it, it's like if you hold it in a Trust Wallet or MetaMask or whatever, you get a higher staking reward for keeping it. So that's how I ended up getting a Trust Wallet and doing all of that. Then obviously once you get into that place and you start digging, you discover Telegram and all of that. So no, I won't say it is shitcoin. Apart from that one that rugged me, which I stupidly got involved in, XYO and Coin is still very much going. The reason I don't really touch Coin anymore is one, well, I obviously set up my own projects and I don't really touch other cryptos at the moment. I have FEG and I've got like CRO and stuff from my debit card and stuff like that. But yeah, I don't really touch any other projects. So XYO was and is a good project, but I don't go out anymore. I've got health issues and I work from home. So going around with my phone collecting crypto doesn't work for me anymore because it's not viable. But Loomsy, mate, it's been so long since Loomsy is someone that I used to hang out with where I used to live, where I grew up. What's my opinion on Pi? It's been going on too long, and you've got to be really careful with it. The app itself is safe, no issues with it, but there's a lot of people saying they can't migrate it across to mainnet. I've had problems with the Know Your Customer thing. It doesn't like the UK licence because there's a hologram on it and there's no physical in-person support. You've got a lot more than me. I've got about 600 of them. The other thing to be careful with is, and I'm sure you know they're quite clear on it, it can't be traded outside of a thing. I don't know if they ever let you trade it outside of a thing, but someone set up a fake Pi on various exchanges and the price keeps on going nuts. So I come up and say it's worth like $300 a token. It's not. Well, that random token is worth whatever people are willing to pay for it. But it's not linked to a proper Pi. They're trying to do something totally different. They want to have it totally in-house to pay and swap for goods and services. So it'd be totally segregated from fiat and other currencies, which I think is quite good. Whether it will take off and get enough adoption for that to be worthwhile is another thing, but that is going to be a very, very long-term thing if it goes on. I don't think there's no harm in once a day going in and clicking mine, because it doesn't use any of your phone's battery or anything. You don't even have to keep the app open. I'll be totally honest, my wife went up to her computer the other day and once said, "What's that shit?" because I've got the node on my computer. So yeah, I do it because, let's be honest, once a day for clicking that mine button, what have you got to lose? You don't give your personal details or anything, do you? And you don't have to link anything to, so yeah, go for it. But I'm not expecting massive things from it, mate, put it that way. Let's just see what happens with it. It's my fault. I came on later than I should have done and advertised. I advertised for 9 o'clock. Came on at like just gone 11, so I apologise for anyone watching back later that I didn't come on when I said and you've missed the opportunity to ask me stuff. I will be coming on again when I'm feeling a bit better and my eyes not bloodshot and my lungs aren't trying to kill me. But yeah, I will be on again, and I'm sorry that I came on so late. Because it is a lot quieter than I anticipated. I probably will be shooting in a minute. For anyone who's on Telegram and they've not joined our group, if you go on our website, the link's in the description. Mate, I'll see you've got actually, everyone who's in here, go and follow Loomsy's Kitchen. He's a chef, and you've got your own place now, haven't you? I haven't been down to Exeter for quite a while. I take it you are still down. You're still down that way, aren't you? We're coming down at the end of May. I have to pop in and see you, mate. Anyone who's not in our Telegram or who's not seen our website, go on OFFY.uk. Got a bit more about me and about the projects, what we're trying to achieve and everything. It's also got a link to our Twitter and our Telegram. You can message me on here, you can comment on any videos if you've got any questions. It doesn't have to be in live, but you do this whole ask me anything thing that projects tend to arrange. You can ask me anything anytime. It doesn't have to be a dedicated time, so go for it. That's good to hear, mate. yeah, we're down. Yeah, end of May. End of May we're down. So I'll stay in touch. See if you're around, mate. Right, been on a bit. Showed my face. My apologies for that. Just have a look at our website. Check the links and stuff. If you want to get in touch, you can either message us on here or contact us through our website, Facebook, or Twitter, or Telegram, whatever you prefer. But yeah, anytime just ask us a question and we'll ping a message across. We'll be doing more of these, hopefully on time next time. But for now, I'm going to get back and see if we can make some more developments with the next step of the project, which is a bit of a secret for now, but I will be revealing more details of that later. So thanks for coming, everyone.